Welcome to International Schooling. Here at International Schooling, we believe that each child is unique and deserves a good quality education designed around their needs. Hi, I'm Meru and I'm your teacher here at International Schooling. Whether you're traveling, studying from home, playing sport, we're happy to have you with us here on this journey. Let me share my screen. Today, we are going to be learning grade 9 American Curriculum Physics. We'll be working on Module 1, Lesson 6. Module 1 is Our World in Motion. Lesson 6 is Graphs and Equations. So we know the basics of graphs and equations. We know how to draw one, whether we have grid line graph paper like this or dotted graph paper like this. We know that it all begins with drawing an x-axis, a y-axis, labeling them with the units of measurement. We know to choose appropriate scales separately if need be for your x-axis and your y-axis. And we know to give the graph a title after using our ruler to draw the line of best fit. Okay, rulers are your best friends when it comes to graphs. So feel free to pause this video at any time and attempt to draw any of these graphs, and you can check your answer later. So here's your first one. And here's what it would look like. Here's your second one. And here is what it would look like. Here's your last example. And here's what it would look like. Now, something that we're going to observe is that not every graph is as a linear graph. Sometimes you have some different shapes, and to out the different shapes of graphs. Okay, so with a linear relationship, say we have a distance and time relationship, we're going to look at what it looks like graphically and the shape. So graphically, it's a linear relationship where we point at 0 going upwards. Now the equation for a line is y is equal to mx plus b. M is the slope. So let me just do a quick representation of that. Whiteboard up. Right, so let's talk about slope. If I have my graph, use a ruler to draw your graph so that it doesn't look like mine. Okay, there we go. Here we go. Okay, right. Let's say you had your scale, I'm just going to show you slope for now. So it's not that everything is measured perfectly. We just want to draw them. Okay, and let's say it's 1, 2, 3, and whatever. Okay, perfect. And now I want to calculate slope. So I put a point between 2 and 4. Right, and I draw a straight line for the line of best fit. Wow, that's not it. To go through this. Right, now I want to calculate slope. The formula for slope, do you remember what it is? Does it look familiar now? All right, so remember, before we go through this, the symbol for slope in the y is equal to mx plus b situation is m. So m is the slope. Now, y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. What we're going to do is take any 2 points that you like. Okay, so let's say maybe I like point 4 and 2. So remember, when you have coordinates, it's always x value first and then y values. And I like this one here, 6 and 3. Right. So x, this is my first set of points. So it's going to be x1 and y1. Then this is going to be x2 and y2. Okay. Now take symbol from the x-axis, t. Okay, so they could say it like d is equal to half t plus 0. Okay, and that's for you to know that it's just a manipulation of letters. It still means the exact same thing that we know and are comfortable with. Okay. Next up comes a quadratic relationship. Now the shape of a Q looks like the shape of a quadratic relationship. Look at that. Look at that. Okay, looks like the shape of a Q. So a quadratic relationship is basically half a parabola. You know, a positive parabola is a smiley face parabola, and a negative parabola has a sad face shape. Okay, so quadratic relationships are just half parabolas or part of the cube. Their equation minus 1. Now, with a quadratic relationship, it's kx squared. Of graphs that we have and that we can observe. Now, there are ways to graph with technology. Microsoft Excel does this amazingly, and very. You can use graphical analysis. Just do a quick Google search, and you should have access to that. Both of these ways are accepted. I'm very old-fashioned, so I like to draw it by hand. You'll have to. I like to draw it on graph paper like that. Okay. Right. Predictions in graph. So there's a difference between interpolation and extrapolation. Now, with interpolation, we're looking at all the values we have set on our graph. Like if you ask me for time and distance at 10 seconds, how far did you go? I would say, okay, at 10 seconds, since I'm interpolating from the graph, I went 4 seconds, right? So that is interpolation, reading from within the graph. Extrapolation is if I had to ask you, okay, what's happening at 30 seconds? At 30 seconds, how many meters did I go? Here, there's no value for 30. If you want to predict, then fine, you could say it would be up here at 12, right? So that is extrapolation, when we read values from outside of the graph. Now, it's not always easy to just assume like what we just did with the 30-second situation, because sometimes they could ask you for bigger figures, like what's going to happen at second 225. Okay, in that case, it's so annoying to keep counting 2, 2, 2. What you can do is just make the equation y is equal to mx plus b. If you calculate the slope, you'll get 0.5.